a lot of this stuff they bring on themselves, and it shouldn't be. You know, all we have to do is just comply. I just don't want to get off of what we're here today for, but this is also important. This will prevent a lot of police shootings and a lot of police assault, only if we comply accordingly to what the police ask us to do. But in Dante's situation, it's totally different. Dante, she has sent him over to pick up his other two little sons for the cookout on Labor Day, on a Memorial Day weekend. And this is the first time she let him out of the house because he was already under medical care. And so she let him out of the house for the first time, and when he went out to pick up those two boys, and he was standing at the bus stop and got shot down 6 times by the police officer mistakenly for someone else. And they tried to say that he had a gun. They left him there laying on the ground for 2 minutes, and they came back with the weapon and put the weapon down beside him and said that was a weapon that he tried to rob them with. Picture Dante or anyone try to rob an ATF officer. That's a joke. That is a real joke. Ain't no way in the world that I'm going to pull out a gun and try to rob anybody with a mask on. I would run myself if I see somebody get out the car with a mask on. My first instinct is to take cover, is to run. But yes, still, they say Dante tried to rob him. One story that they gave of what happened. The second story they gave of what happened, that Dante was engaged in a buy with two other people, and they started with some gunfire with the police officers, and apparently they got away, and Dante was the oldest one got shot. What happened to the other 2 guys? Why didn't the police officer shoot them? Why was Dante the oldest one got shot? Why was Dante the oldest one got arrested? Why is Dante the oldest one laying up in the hospital with 6 bullets in his body in critical condition? The lies have to stop. The lies have to stop. And we are here today to shine light on this issue. And we hope this message get around the country, and so people will know what's going on in the inner city of Baltimore. This is not the only incident that happened in Baltimore. 2 incidents similar to this happened this week, last year. And we know the people that got shot by the police officers in Baltimore. It's not just happening in Baltimore. This happened in New York City from where I'm from. I'm from New York City, and it's happening all the time. Everywhere in America. People are afraid. I'm afraid. I'm afraid to get pulled over. And I'm an elder, and I am an elder. And I'm very afraid of the police. For the simple reason why, because I don't know what's on their mind when they pull me over. Anybody else want to say something? Anybody from the news want to say something?
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Mic check!
Anybody got something they want to say? Chris, tell me about Keith Davis. Go ahead, get on the mic. Show the comparison. Show the comparison between Keith Davis and this case here. So Commissioner Davis, show Marilyn Mosby, so these police will stop killing us out here in these streets.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say thank you so much to Dante's grandfather and the rest of his family for being brave enough to come out here and stand up for their loved one, because that takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of love, and I appreciate that. I'm going to talk quickly about Keith Davis Jr., but his fiance Kelly is on the way and should be here any minute, so I'm not going to talk too long about it. Keith Davis Jr. was shot 1 year ago this week by BPD. Sorry, 2 years ago, my bad. By BPD. He was involved in a situation where he happened to be in an area where there was a car accident. A hack driver was driving by. He sees some police dealing with the car accident, so he pulls up to the police and says, "Hey, I'm getting robbed." Dude jumps out of the car and starts running. Police start chasing with their guns out, and everybody in the area starts running. They zero in, they lose track of who they're chasing, and they zero in on Keith Davis Jr., chase this man about 500 yards into an empty auto garage where he's taking cover for his life, and shoot at him 44 times at a man without a gun, without a weapon. They hit him 3 times, including once in the face. He survived, but he still has the bullet in the back of his neck. All right, and there are a lot of parallels to what we're seeing now with this Dante Smith story, which is the police came out with lots of different versions of what happened. All of them turned out to not be true. At first they said he was shooting at them. Then they found a gun in the garage that was not Keith's, that was never even fired. Didn't even have any bullets.
Put the gun, just saying. They did the same thing with the gun that they did with your son. They put a gun on. They planted a gun on Keith Davis the same way they planted a gun on your son.
And when Keith Davis got to the hospital, his wife, his fiance, and her kids got the same treatment that this family's getting, and it's unacceptable. If your loved one is up in the hospital, it shouldn't be. First of all, they should be recovering. They shouldn't be chained to the bed. And what do you need your family in that time the most. And if this person, no matter what the police say, unless you've been through a trial, you are not guilty. This person is not guilty of anything other than being in the wrong place at the wrong time, and this family has every right to see their loved one, touch their loved one, talk to him, make sure he's okay, make sure he's okay with the treatment that he's getting, make sure that if he wants to go somewhere else and he's stable enough, he can choose to go somewhere else. Maybe he doesn't feel safe in here because they got BPD, they got ATF watching him. These are the people that tried to kill him, and they're putting him in the hospital saying, oh, now we're going to take care of you after we filled you with 6 bullets. It's unacceptable. Kelly, who's Keith's fiance, was on the phone with Keith the whole time this happened. So
she right here now.
On the other end of the phone while her fiance was being gunned down. She had to listen to the bullets and hear him say, babe, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. This is what happened in Baltimore City. And then they throw out a phone, plant a gun, and they sweep it under the rug. The media, by and large, buys it. And that's why we got to be out here. We got to be out here to show these families that we believe them, and that the community is not going to abandon them because the police lie. We're not going to say, oh, well, the police said this is what happened, so then we're gone. No, we're going to say, we believe this family, we got love for this family, and we're a part of a community that's going to stand up together.
Mic check!
Mic check! Mic check!
That's how we get people attention down here. When I say that, they pay attention to what I say. So now Kelly going to come up here for y'all, and y'all supporting y'all of whatever y'all do, my brother.
Yes, sir. We appreciate it.
I'm shorty, I ain't no sir.
That just matters.
I know, me and you the same age. Me and you the same age, brother. Ow, my foot. That's all right, you got a car. We're up here to support Dante Smith that was shot by the ATF last week. He's in the hospital and they won't let the family see him. They won't let them know what's going on with him. So Kathleen Pugh, this is another Tyrone West, this is another Keith Davis, this is another issue that you got with unarmed black men being murdered, shot, and abused by your Baltimore City Police Department. And you got people out here because it affects us. You understand? It affects us. And this is the only media that came out here. You had Justin Fenton tweeting about this on the police side. We don't see Justin Fenton down here talking to the family. You know what I'm saying? The Baltimore Sun need to give out 2 stories and stop being pro-police. That's why I be beating the media up, because they don't want to do the right thing. I gotta warn the media because they demonize black people. So I'm gonna be that demon that they can't stand.
I hear you, brother. I hear you.
Shut them down for a reason. It's about the family, man. This man got kids. He got kids on the way. You know what I mean? And if we don't stand up for him, what he gonna get? How you gonna racial profile and keep racial profiling? I am Dred Scott. It's rough being black in America. I'm a 50s baby, dog. Me and you done sat on the back of the bus. We done sat where we couldn't eat and drink and whatever, and ain't nothing changed. If I had $1 million, you still gonna treat me like I ain't.
That's right. That's right. And it shouldn't be.
I don't accept it. That's not acceptable to me. And anytime I see it, I stand on it. I ain't got nothing to lose.
We eat the same, we sit the same, we bleed the same.
Yep.
We breathe the same air. So why should we be any different?
Man, we the only people without a nation in this country. You know that, right? We nomads. That's why they treat us like that. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel you.
You cut my finger, give me my DNA, let me go back home. You let the Jews leave Egypt after 400 years? Give us some Garveyism, give us some homeland, give us something other than this slaughtered land that you got. Because that's all we got. Taxes, death, and trouble. Marvin said it best.
She don't want to hold her.
Brother. Marvin said it best. There's too many of us dying out here.
Every day.
War ain't the answer.
War definitely not the answer.
And they going to war. They got a war on drugs, but it's a war on black people. Ain't no war on drugs. It's a war on my community.
They leave out the precinct every day with their game face on.
Yeah.
They going to hunt.
They is on a hunt.
Going to hunt black people.
They like
Going
slave.
to hunt poor folks. You know, and it shouldn't be.
Like slave catchers.
More information than I do at the moment. Hold on one second.
I can't stay up here long. I gotta go feed the homeless in a minute, so that's my contribution to the cause. I'm sorry.
Brother, yeah, we out here, doing a little piece with them.